Welcome everybody to the first annual Coach's Corner video sponsored by the Bcluw Sports Boosters. I'm Brant Haywood, voice of the Comets for the football season. We're going to use this time to learn a whole lot about Comet football, and we're going to get to know our head football coach really well. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome Bcluw head coach Jeff Pickna. Coach,
Brant,
how we doing?
Good.
You ready for this?
Absolutely.
You nervous?
No.
No. You
Never.
just love Comet
Never
football,
nervous.
right?
Yep.
All right. I got my sports hat on. Got my new Comet shirt. I'm ready to roll, baby. Let's get this rolling. Tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, etc. A little background on Jeff Pickna.
Yep. So, originally from Kenosha, Wisconsin, moved to Grundy Center, Iowa in 2004. Went there from second grade on, graduated from there. Been working at the Eldora State Training School ever since. Been coaching here for 3 years.
Nice.
Second year as head coach. Did assistant year my first year. There's where we're at.
Last year was your first year head coach?
Last year was my first year. Going into my second.
We didn't do a video. We just wanted to ease you into the community.
Yeah.
All right. We were trying to decide where we wanted to do this TV show. We decided to do it right here in the weight room where it all starts.
That's right.
Tell me about the off season and the boys hitting the weights.
Yeah, so last year was really the eye-opener. We knew that they were kind of trying to be serious into getting into lifting at the end of the 0-9 season, my first year as an assistant. But there, that was kind of we needed a change over first. We kind of needed new blood to kind of see the ups and downs and the reasons why you do it. And then that first summer, we had, I think, 90% of the kids in here never missed. And we had a great percent get 90%, and you always have, your ones that, don't necessarily make a lot. But great numbers, honestly, numbers that shocked us. Weren't expecting that. Like I said, we were expecting kids to be pumped about it, but that was a whole new level. Great senior class last year. They kind of made everybody go. You obviously have your stragglers, their first year doing it, but they made sure everybody was there. And then this year, same way. Even better numbers at the 100% club this year. Out of 42 total players, 33 never missed. 33, Coach. 33 out of 42 never missed.
Wow.
So it was unbelievable. The numbers, the high schoolers willing to go to the middle school lifting to just show them what it's like to want to go hard. Some of the stuff you don't even coach, they just do, and it's unbelievable.
Are upperclassmen leading them? Are the coaches leading them? Who's making that push?
So we're leading the lifts. Obviously, I'm always on the Remind app, telling guys, trying to get them hyped, telling them why we lift, sending out nutrition stuff. Reasons why you do what you do, keep them knowledgeable, make them think like they're not just coming to lift just to please you. But in terms of like the holding each other accountable, 90% of that is the upperclassmen doing that for each other. The linemen is a huge group. I've had those guys since they were sophomores, and they've always been close-knit. Hey, coach, we appreciate your help, but we'll take it from here. Bringing the guys up with them. They're the ones that had the idea about going to middle school lifting. I'm not going to take the credit on that.
You want to name some names?
Evan Petermeyer, Evan Andrews, Alex Paxson, Orlando Montoya, Jeff Conaway. Those two were avid two-time-a-day guys.
Awesome.
Just literally in love with the weight room.
Awesome. Do you ever send them, like bicep selfies or something?
No, I never do that. No, they do like to get their little beach bod workout in the mornings, but that's not around me.
All right. That's pretty awesome to hear.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened in a long time.
It's unbelievable.
So to hear the commitment in the off season,
yeah.
that is a huge deal. Moving on, we're still in the off season. What are you most proud of the team in the off season? What I'm looking for here, I saw a lot of community involvement. Can you expand on that a little bit? What you're doing with the boys in that sense?
Yep. So the reason I kind of pushed the community service involvement is because the biggest push was obviously I feel like there's a lot of things in this world in general where people do a lot of things for themselves and themselves only, and that's kind of, in my opinion, without getting into politics and stuff, why we might be in the position we're in sometimes.
Yes, sir. And
I think this group of people, not just that BCL, but just this age group, they really need to understand that if you get a whole group of people to do something that has almost no benefit on yourself whatsoever, just to make the people around you better off in a better spot, I call it good karma. The good karma that's coming down the line, man, you'll see the domino effect. It's just one thing after another, everything gets better. It just happened to be our football attendance was the first thing. And then you got sports boosters coming through, then you got donors coming through, then you have, people coming to games that have never even heard of a football. It's just, those are just things that came with it. I'm so glad it happened. I thought the games last year were rocking, but that was not our intention at all. Our intention last year, just as the same as this year, is just to let the people in the community know that, you know, a lot of football players are going to come through this school in the next 30, 40 years. But how many of them were actually good people? How many of them were actually members of the community, not just a bunch of football players putting pads on? That's what we cared about. That's why we started that.
Coach, as a parent, that's music to my ears to hear we got leaders like that. That's really cool. We're gonna move on a little bit. I'm gonna title this "Change." You say that a lot to me, change. I've seen all your social media posts say the word change. Mm-hmm. Football shirts say change, and I hear you tell it to the boys. Tell me about what you mean by the change and your coaching philosophy.
Yeah, so change isn't really, it kind of comes off some people some way. I've had very few people take it. It's to no disrespect of any class that came before me, any coach that came before me. It's not that at all. What it is that I felt when I first got here, there was a sense of complacency with the fact that we were going 2-5, 1-9, 0-9 every year. It didn't really seem like to me that anybody was really pushing the change to turn it around. So when I say change, and every team all over the state has a slogan, right? They always, it's a corny slogan. You have whatever. For me, until we get to that point where I think about in my head all the time and my dreams at night, change will always be the slogan, because there is probably, you date back, I mean, I know this stuff pretty well, maybe 15, 17 years straight of just consecutive. You might have had a 5-win season in there, but just consecutive losing. And it's I get it, football is not all about wins and losses, but it's about changing the mentality of the kids, the community, the faculty, to think like, hey, the spot that we're sitting at is not okay. Okay, just sitting here and hoping, people say all the time, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something different is insanity. And I feel like that's a lot what was going on here at first. It's no disrespect again to anybody, but just there's so much work, especially in 2023, that goes into actually changing an entire system. And I feel like a lot of people are shying away from that moment. And I just felt like when I got here, I said, you know what, no matter how hard it makes on my life outside of here, I'm going to take that struggle on for a couple of years with these guys. The kids picked it up great. That's what changes to us. Just completely forgetting those years where it was just, hey, I know we're going to go down to this team and lose, but we're partying after this, so who cares? That was change.
Well, I will say we are seeing the change.
Yes.
That's awesome. Sticking with the change, we got a change in coaching staff this year. Tell us a little bit about your new assistant coaches.
Yeah, so we lost Luke Summerlot. He went back to his original college. We wish him best of luck as always. Yes. We had Evan Jansen, who's the head basketball coach here. We kept him on. He's part-time. He's got a busier schedule, but he's able to make games. Trevor Baker, same way, kept him on part-time. Super busy in the fields, but great knowledge, great mind in the box. Always keep him handy on games. We added Nolan Freeman from Grundy Center, right? Yep. So he, 4-year linebacker at Upper Iowa, super knowledgeable on the defensive side of the ball. Coming into that role, it's his first year coaching. Great. He's a great leader naturally. You just got to, find that voice. It's kind of, and I get it. He's probably been with these guys for a month. It's really hard to kind of find the confidence to kind of get on him a little bit. But he's coming in as, and Coach Baldus, the new PE teacher, came down from Central, a great track athlete at Central, All-American. He has been an amazing help. Super, I'm terrible with computers, terrible with cameras, terrible with tech. He has been my right-hand man. Baldus, you got this? Yes. Hey, can you do this? Yes. I mean, he's a guy that he is just there to help everybody out, man. He has been awesome, and I feel like we're in a very good place right now. Obviously, we're not like one of those schools, we just went to South Hardin on Friday. They had probably 8-9 coaches. We're not that, yeah. But what we do have, we feel like is enough. Yeah. And we keep our circle small with the guys we trust, and I feel like the guys we have right now could really do something good.
Awesome. We got a good core. Sticking with the change. Big change in your life this off season. Tell us about your wife, and you guys welcome your first baby in the off season.
Yep. So,
congrats.
Last November had our first kid, Bo Pickna.
Right after football.
Right after football.
Right after.
Hate to say that's not planned, but it was planned. Wanted that whole off season to kind of just focus on them, and obviously they're still number one. They'll always be number one. She's been super super supportive, super great during this time. I mean, anybody that's ever coached, especially at a small school, there's so many things that go on with coaching sports that's not just being on the field on Friday. You know, you're mowing lines, painting lines, doing film, cutting your own stuff, setting up your own end zone cameras. There's so much stuff. And, you know, as much as I always think that the coaching job's hard, I cannot imagine being the one sitting at home, especially with a child that's that young. You know, he's learning a bunch of new stuff. He's standing up now. He's crawling now, getting stuff, putting stuff in the mouth. Just what she's doing there is unbelievable.
That's awesome. You got the support.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's crazy.
Are we gonna see him in a Comet jersey coming down? There?
He's got still early bedtime, but once after the East Marshall game, if we get back to the 7 o'clock games, he'll be at some. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, enough about you. We'll be right back after this break to break down Comet football and look ahead at the 2023 season. All right, welcome back. Our next segment, Coach, this is going to be a tough one for you. It's all about football.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
Last year, had a little success, got a little taste of it. I feel like we got a little momentum going into this season. You agree?
Yep.
All right, we got some experience now. What are you excited about this season? What are you feeling right now? What are you excited about?
I mean, number one thing I'm most excited about is exactly what you just said, the enthusiasm of having that taste. Dating back to earlier when we were talking about change, once they felt it kind of click, you know, the Hudson game, if you look back to last year, that was the moment. When we beat Hudson and we went, you know, the East Marshall game and then the Hudson game, that was completely like nobody in the room was expecting that. That happened, and that was the trigger right there. Since that moment, it's really a mentality of these kids thinking there's nothing we can't do. That feeling right there is what I'm most excited about, seeing a group for the first time come out on the field on August 1st when we start camp and saying, you know what, we're here to get better, and I don't think there's anything we can't do.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm most excited about.
That's awesome. Let's get down to the nuts and bolts. Tell me about the defense. We didn't lose too much on defense. What are you seeing in practice? We had the Gatorade scrimmage last Friday. Tell me what you're seeing on the defense.
Yeah, so last Friday was kind of, and most scrimmages it was kind of more of an experimental thing. We had, out of 11 guys, we had 6 of them were brand new, just because we're trying different things, trying to see how it looked live. Obviously, props to Eldora 1A school exposed a lot of things that made us make a lot of changes. But in terms of the defense, we really feel good where we're going. Like I said, Coach Freeman and Baker have tackled that. Both geniuses on the field. They're both super good at explaining things like that. Kids are picking it up. They're talking on the defensive side of the ball more than I've ever seen them talk. One of the biggest problems I see when kids lack confidence, especially if they're like a defensive guy or an offensive guy, is they won't call things out. Yeah. You know, what Freeman has instilled is, hey, none of these defenses will work if you do not tell all 11 guys what play it is. Hey, we're coming out in this. Hey, they're coming out in this. Yell it. Let them know that you know. That's been the biggest change in the defense. I told Freeman when he first stepped on campus, I said, man, if we don't score an offensive touchdown all season and we win 3-0 every game, I'll be the happiest guy on earth. Because, there's a lot of games that come down to who's going to get the last stop, and we need to be on that side.
That's right. I will never forget that East Marshall game last year.
Yep.
It came down to overtime.
Yep,
That's
pick in the
crazy.
corner. Yep.
Crazy. Are you seeing any leaders emerge on defense you want to speak of? Upperclassmen there leading the charge, whatever, if you want to expand on that.
Just like on the offensive side, the whole line. The line, no matter where they travel, is the leaders, right? So obviously we lose, we only have a 4-down lineman most of the time. We do have some packages with 5, so the same 4 we take out, either a tackler or guard here and there. Those guys are the big leaders. The linebackers, Liam Spiker, Owen Myers, they're kind of, Wyatt Gold's a little more shy, he's young, but they're really trying to set the precedent, like, hey, here's how we operate. And you got Ryan Bush out there for the first time. He's doing super well for being a first-time linebacker.
Cale Keller emerged at the scrimmage. Yep. Great.
Cale Keller's great player. Could be a little more vocal. I get on him a lot about that. But as he's not as vocal, he knows that his guys will pick up the counterpart and he'll back them up. So, it works hand in hand.
So we got a good core on defense.
Yeah, they super good leaders, get the guys super hyped. They're the heart for sure.
Let's switch sides. Tell me, what do you see on the offense? I'm wanting to hear a lot about this. We lost a couple of heavy hitters.
Yeah.
What are we seeing on offense?
Yeah, we lost, Connor Lynch, Walker Ashton, Tyler Bracey, Parker Pike. The list goes on. Lost a bunch of great guys. A bunch of guys that also jumped into a role for the first time last year. Walker, first year at quarterback.
Yes.
Connor was a wide receiver, but that was really his first year at number 1. Bracey's first time getting open carries. So they were able to adjust real quick. Again, don't think it's anything I did. I think they were just up for the challenge, ready to go. If it meant dying for your team, you did it. You did it the way it was written down. And I truly feel like this group's the same way. So, obviously we'll have guys taking all their spots, and I feel like those guys, for the most part, are ready to go. Obviously we, again, add Eldora, struggles, got 4 guys new, all skill players, so you're going to run into that stuff. That's the whole reason you have the week 0 scrimmage. You got a whole week to fix that. And just get, hey, who's ready to step up and be the new guy?
What I kind of saw watching the scrimmage, something I hailed from BCLUW, and we've always been small but fast. Mm-hmm. What I'm seeing from the crowd, we got a big line, Coach.
Big line.
We got some big boys.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. So, I've been saying, and I'll keep saying, when I first got here, I knew right away, my first year as an assistant, that group of linemen was the most committed people in the room all the time.
Awesome.
Those guys, would rather die than miss a lifting. Okay, like I said, 2 of the starting linemen begged me to go twice a day, and you see that when you go out there. Okay, you have Big Jeff Conaway. He looks really hurt going down in his stance. I don't know what he's got going on, but he needs to do some stretches or something. But the entire people up front, I would be intimidated seeing that. Yeah. Okay, those guys look mean. They look like they're ready to go. And the great thing is when you talk to those guys, it's not like they're just big meatheads that just want to go block somebody. They're looking at you in the eye, giving you full respect, mess up or not, and they say, next play, I will never let you say that to me again because I'm going to fix it. That's what I love the most about those guys, and they've been like that for 2-3 years.
And they look like the linemen look like they're a crew. They're a core.
They get on each other.
You see them around town together.
Yep. Alex Paxton is great. Alex Paxton will get on Jeff or get on Orlando or get on Evan, Emmett, whoever it is, and those guys will respond. Alex, I'm sorry for letting you down. There's no bickering, there's no head-to-head. It's, you're right, I need to be better every time.
Awesome. Let's keep on moving on. Real quick, did you learn anything at the scrimmage, good or bad? Did you feel that was a good experience, positive experience? What's your take on that?
Yeah,
Gatorade scrimmage.
Just the struggle with scrimmages is you never scout a scrimmage.
Correct.
So we had obviously no idea what Eldora was going to do, and they had no idea what we were going to do. We had no idea they were going to, send all those guys, which is fine. If you got in your book, test it week 0. That's how you know it works.
Yeah.
We were able to adjust more in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th drive, started getting some touchdowns. Ryan Bush had a great run. Owen Myers had a hell of a run. Kale's pick 6. But just getting used to, it's really, I say this all the time, it's really easy to beat up on gold. Our gold is our JV.
Yeah.
But when you get out there against 1A guys like that and they're sending house, you got to get smacked 5-6 times before you know what you're doing. So they got smacked around.
I was your biggest supporter last year from up on high.
Yeah.
I saw Cole Scafari emerge as maybe a threat at the receiver position.
Logan, yep.
Logan,
yep.
yes. Sorry.
So, yeah, Logan, he struggled a little bit at corner. He did struggle a little bit at corner, kind of worked it out. Logan's another one of those kids that he's super receptive to what I say.
Yeah.
He's also, like anybody else, first year on offense, first year on defense, so he just needs that moment.
It was neat.
But yeah, Logan's got great hands, great vision. He has great reaction time. Just needs to, put it all together by week 1. We'll be good.
It was neat seeing him make that big catch up at the scrimmage. To know we got someone that can catch the ball after losing Connor Lynch and
him and Kale have stepped up, and Owen Myers is great at catching the ball too. So,
tell me about the schedule. Conference kind of got reorganized. We got Grundy leaving. Who do you see as a powerhouse in the conference other than the Comets, of course?
National Playing Field is ranked 10th going into the year preseason. 10th in the state in Class A. National Playing Field. We play them our 3rd game. And then obviously, you always think about, since they didn't leave, they're always in a reload mode. I don't call it a rebuild mode. Wapsie Valley. Wapsie Valley is always, they're always there.
Yeah.
So we have, like I said, we have complete respect for every single person in our district. A good thing for us is, they did the reclassification redistrict. Ours didn't change a whole lot. We lost Hudson, we lost Grundy Center, but at the same time, we did add North Butler, who we played last year.
Yes.
And then the rest of the guys stayed the same. We kept North Tama, we kept Nashville, we kept East Marshall on the schedule, even though they're non-con. The new additions, obviously, being Southwind. We have a new schedule coming up from 8-man in Martinsdale St. Mary's as the non-con game. And so a lot of familiarity there, which is good, especially when you're dealing with so many seniors leaving like we did on the offensive side and defensive side. It makes it a lot easier to kind of be like, hey, this is nothing new. You saw this last year when we played them. Obviously things change, but for the most part, unless you have a huge coaching change, you're going to see a lot of the same stuff. So it makes it a lot easier on us. We are very, very happy with the way districts realigned.
Awesome. We got East Marshall tomorrow night. What are you seeing there? How are you feeling about it? Are we ready?
I told these guys, it's, all the weight rooms you make, all the things you go to. You think back from the minute football ends. Last year when football ended, I thought to myself, there's got to be something else football coaches can do 9 months of the year, because all I'm thinking about is East Marshall again. Because it's just, you get that itch, man. Especially when you win games, you get that itch. And to think that it's only 2 days away now, to see us out in the field, practicing under the lights, screaming, hooting, hollering, knowing that in just 24 hours that we're going to be going up against them again, and we're going to be right back to Comet football again, all over town. It's I can't even fathom it, man.
Let's just go down and win by at least 20. Let's not do this overtime thing. All right? What do you think about that?
That's the goal.
What do you think about that?
That's the goal, yeah.
Right.
The overtime thing's a little too stressful.
All right, the next game we got AGWSR Cougars at home. I want to talk a little bit about the home games, Coach.
Yeah.
A little bit about the home games.
Yeah.
All right? I'm a little biased when it comes to the home games. Home games is our stuff, yeah. We got 4 home games in Comet Stadium this year.
Yeah.
I'm pumped about that.
Yep.
Tell us, the community, tell us about the atmosphere in Comet Stadium. And I want to hear from you what the community support means to you after last year, seeing what could happen when the crowd shows up.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. I mean, there's a video going around after the OT win, first game at home. Somebody at the this end of the field in their backyard took it when that winning, and the camera was shaking in the person's hand because there was that much noise.
Yes.
Complete. If you know anything about Comet football, complete 180 from 2020 and 21. I mean, you could throw a football in the stands and it hit nobody. Just every game, it was last year was just packed, and we really love everybody that goes there. That's why we do the handshakes afterwards. It's just because we want people to know, like, we do not just think of you guys as bodies making noise. We genuinely love and care for every person that comes, because it's a Friday night. You could be doing anything you want, right? Just having that atmosphere and having those people come to the games, it's unbelievable. It's an environment like I never honestly thought would be at this school. I'll be honest with you. My first year here, I never thought that would be a thing. I coached basketball, I coached football, and it just always seemed like crickets.
Yeah.
And to see it come to that, it was just, I mean, I couldn't even explain it. I couldn't even sometimes talk to my own players. It was so loud. It was unbelievable.
I'll tell you, from up in the press box, and I'm not even playing, but I could feel, I don't know what you want to call it, the intensity from the crowd, the community, and that's awesome. And I hope they show up again this year, because the team deserves it. When you guys run out and I'm yelling that starting lineups, man, I'm shaking, we're jumping, the crowd's jumping. It's always, I just wanted to hear your perspective, because
it's always the best thing.
I know you're always talking to me like about community support.
Yeah.
Here's your chance to tell them what they mean to you.
Yep, it's amazing.
Being a Comet alum, I can remember it like it's yesterday. The feeling of running out to that Metallica song. You and I were on game day. We're always chatting. Hey, you need to be on the field. 6:52. Blah blah blah. When I cue Sandman, and man, when I hear that, even as the voice of the Comets, you can hear it, man. I'm ready to roll.
It's instant.
It's giving me goosebumps right now. You being from Grundy, you really didn't get to experience all that or probably understand, but now you're finally getting a taste of it, and I'm happy for you. But man,
awesome.
I'm getting pumped up. You a competitive guy?
Very, very competitive.
Like how competitive?
Very
you ready?
competitive. Probably more competitive than you.
Ooh, I think we'll be right back after this message with a friendly liftoff. struggling over there?
Yeah.
Good try, Spartan. All right, welcome back. We got football out of the way. We're gonna have a little fun now. Hot off the press, we got kids' questions. School started this morning.
Yeah.
From Comet first graders for Coach Pickna.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'll try.
You are gonna love this.
Yeah.
Comet first grader Delaney L asks, "Do you like pickles, Coach?"
I do not. No.
No pickles. No
My
pickles.
son loves them though.
No pickles, Delaney.
My son loves them.
Cameron I, what's your favorite animal?
Gorilla.
Gorilla. Tegan H, what are your tattoos?
We got some animals here. This right here is a little bit secret. It has a deep meaning that I've only told a select few people, so I'd rather keep that.
Cool. Maylee H from first grade BCLUW. What team are you on? Coach, I think she means Spartan or Comet.
I'm on Team Comet.
Good answer, Coach.
Yep.
Good answer.
Yep.
Lexi B from first grade right here at BCLUW. What size shirt do you wear?
Extra large.
Extra large. Lexi, he's an extra large.
Yep.
Our final question from the first graders right here at BCLUW. Hadley H, why do you always wear a black shirt?
Because when you sweat through, you can't see it.
There you go, Hadley. You got the answer. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, Comet Nation, for our final segment. Coach, we're going to call this one Lightning Round. I want you to answer as fast as you can whatever comes to your head. Are you ready?
I am.
All right. We've done our liftoff. Comet versus Spartan. Are you ready?
Ready.
Number one, who's stronger, you or me?
Me.
Number two, what position did you play in football?
Wide receiver.
3, favorite sport?
Football.
4, favorite person?
My wife.
Good answer. Number 5, favorite pro team?
Dallas Cowboys.
6, who's your celebrity crush?
Mariah Carey in the early 2000s.
7, Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Number 8, your favorite voice of the Comets?
You.
Good answer. Number 9, Comet football record last year?
4-4.
4-4. 10, Comet record this year?
Enough to make the playoffs.
Playoffs, yes or no?
Absolutely.
That baby! Woo! Let's go down to East Marshall. Let's kick their butts. Let's come back. Bring Cougars into Comet Stadium. Community's going to be here. The sport. I don't know if you're excited. Coach is excited. I'm excited. Comet football's back, baby.
I came to fight, I came for war. I came to win, to settle the score. I came for the throne, to take it all. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. So give me your best.